Hello weebs, welcome back. RaikouDoes RuneScape. This is tobacco, by the way. I hope it's clear. I have that, but anyway, it's also not having very good airflow. Fix that here. Better. Think. Good. Okay. I am level 5. Nothing special. Keep going at it then. That did not fix this, did it? Hello, brother. So, please, I keep dropping things with the hand that is still, you know, normal. There we go, that did it. So rocks. Please operate. Rocks were also my middle school science teacher's favorite subject out of his year. It was rocks. That was at Nyota where I started playing RuneScape. He was a big old dude. He was so nice. Maybe a little creepy. But hopefully it just kind of innocently too friendly, you know? He was a lot of those people in that school. Just one particular year, none of them really did, because they were all old ladies. You know what I'm talking about. Like, oh, 6th grade, it was terrible. But most of the other ones were pretty nice to the kids. is just maybe a little concerned that maybe some of them were too nice to the ladies. But anyway, so he was a science guy. He was a big dude. His name, Mr. Woody. That's not too uncommon, but also something that's just it's too much. We had a he was a math teacher by the time we got to that grade. The teacher named Mr. Bates. He was also martial. I don't remember which martial arts it was, but he was a dojo. Or if dojo is just for one of them, I apologize, but you know what I'm saying when I say he was some sort of dojo master. So he he was regularly called Master Bates. That was fun. He may have been my favorite teacher from that school, so it was great. Hanging around him and being addressed like that all the time. Hello, texture box. Thank you. I believe he was also a pastor, but he was one of the really good ones that never tries to push anything. He's in a it's still obviously very white, of course, but in the way that it can be as gray as it can be while being still, you know, Christian. But like, of course, he was also very scientific. He was a pretty good dude. He and I think my best friend Zach was there sometimes too. We would just have these I guess kind of philosophical discussions and talk about space a bit and stuff like that. Even back then, it was great. Let's see. I had known about him for a little while before I even got into his class, and he knew about me because my sister went to that school. He was in his classes for a couple years, and then I went. He was an English teacher back then, and he was one of those. Even whenever he was a math teacher, he was always a little bit of a dick, but not in a funny way. Like I rarely ever saw him like actually yell at anyone. He was sarcastic much of the time, and maybe sometimes that annoyed people too much. I could see that happening, but it was always hilarious to me being on the outside of it. But See, it was always like, what did I get hit by? It always at least seemed lighthearted. He never said anything that one would normally think, you know, would hurt anybody seriously or anything like that. But he got to do that a bit more whenever he was teaching English, just because of the nature of the subject. And I wish I could remember more of them, but I know there were some great stories Sister had about him. One of them was this thing he did toward the I don't remember if it was toward the end of the year or after the standardized tests or what, but somewhere near the end of the year, they would have this paper they would have to do. Anything for level 8? Assuming no. They would have this paper that they would do, right? Where they would try to explain the entire process from start to finish, opening the bag and jars and everything of making peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? And if I remember correctly, I don't think anybody ever made because he was just so strict on how the things were worded. It was just something. I mean, it was kind of a grade. You'd kind of get graded on how far you got, but I think it was also kind of see how well you can do things. But I think it may have been after the tests. But I know it was definitely in the last quarter, I would say, even if it's at the beginning of the last quarter. So a lot of people would get stuck pretty early on in explaining how to remove the tie from the bag. He would do things like cross his or tangle up his fingers and so like he would only do exactly what the paper told him to do. So if it didn't tell him to uncross his fingers, and you know he couldn't, he got in something like that where continuing to do the step he was on, he wouldn't be able to move more, you know, without hurting himself or something. He would stop and he'd be like, alright. So, and he would have some even where his arms would get crossed and he'd be like, I can't cross my arms anymore. So I think I remember that someone had gotten the tie off. They had gotten bread out. I can't remember if they opened the peanut butter jar, but if they did open the peanut butter jar, they did not succeed in getting his knife in there. And that guy was a trip. And then, uh, I'm not like trying to brag about it or anything. It may be something that I need to brag about, but it was just something that was a. Is this shuffling, dude? Shuffle is off. I need shuffle on. It's not been on this whole time. Alright. No, but it was just something weird and I guess noteworthy that happened to me. So whenever I went into his class, that was 7th grade. I was only there for half a year and then I went to Ray County the other half, but in the half a year that I was there in his math class, the school was visited by some college professor. Dude, you can totally see the holes in this shirt if I do that. My bad. He was visited, or the school was visited by a college professor that had written a book, a textbook for a different way of teaching maths in elementary and primary school, I think. And it wasn't much different, but a lot of the pacing and wording of things, I think maybe it taught how to do some early algebraic concepts. From left to right, and apparently that made it easier. I mean, it was like I only went through half the year of it, but it seemed fine. But anyway, so when that guy visited, Master Bates had me, out of everybody that was in the school that day, talk to that professor about like how I was liking the program and how I thought it improved on the way things had been my school years beforehand, and if I thought that anything about it needed to be toned up, toned down, some concepts worded differently, and I was like, I mean, dude, you're the expert. I think it works fine, I guess. It does seem better than the average. That was weird, dude. But he knew my sisters. To this day, I still don't know which one of us is smarter, but if I am, right now I owe everything to her, because she started me from the moment that I knew how to speak and understand English. I think are at the same time. When you understand that, right? Not just a word here and there. But anyway, whenever I got the ability to think, whatever age that was, oh, it's you, it's some bugger. Beat me up. Yeah, she's been the one not so much anymore, but for first like 10 years of my life at the very least. Maybe like 13 or 18 or something like that, but she taught me everything that she knew, and she understood a lot of things just like that. And I've already heard that one and that one, so let's do this one. I don't think I've heard it. At least in the last episode, I don't think I did. But anyway, so she got almost everything that she was, almost instantly. She had a problem with speaking. I think we both did. But the last mental health doctors that she saw, there were a team of them at that building. They think that she has some very mild form of autism, and that did her brain some misjustices, but it did it well, in some regards as well. She has, and I think she read a lot whenever she was a kid as well, a lot more than I did, and I read a great deal whenever I was younger. But she was just, she didn't do homework. She read so much. Like, I didn't do homework, I fucking played video games so much, alright? And I had already known everything because she pretty much taught me everything before school did. But and then she got to start researching things a lot younger than I did. Got internet and Niagara, so or no, that would be the opposite. I would have gotten to do it younger, but I guess technically research something. She would even read some factual stuff from school libraries and whatnot. But anyway, the point is, I owe very much of the way that my brain started out being structured to how hers was, because she taught me pretty much everything, because one of my parents didn't care to, and the other one was too busy being an actual parent, working stuff and fighting and working at night, sleeping during the day, because that was the best that they could get during the Bush recession. I've already heard this one today. What are you doing, dude? Go do that one. To teach me what you would normally teach at home between like 4 and 9, no? So I'm glad I had such an amazing sibling to help me out with that. Because we had someone get a different pickaxe. We had someone who just made every aspect of life harder on all of us. For the first like 10 years of my life. Alright, we're getting a pickaxe. Give me all but one of these. Put this at the front. What are you? Tubi TV? Really? Stop those notifications. If they're gonna fucking open my screen. Sorry about that. Right. Black pickaxe. Hopefully I can afford it. I think I remember these things are usually worth quite a lot. Nope, no, keep going, keep going. And over here. Right, these party hats. You thought I reported you already, my dude. Finish what I'm doing first. Screw you. Ow. Let's do advertising websites. I don't know what you're advertising. It's listing something. What about -5 thingies? You won't even do it for -5 thingies? Wow, coward. Black pickaxe. 4,000. Don't mind. I freaking do. You need to have an attack level of 10. Weld it. Fudge. Right. Alright, get the steel sword out. Go fight something. What is that? Fuck, that's that big shield, right? Is that a free item? Or are you just wearing that on this world to flex? There are men somewhere around here, right? To fight, just regular men, not guards. goblins or something. But yeah, so our reputation was already known at school. The Van Winkle sibling reputation was established when all the teachers that knew her saw me. They were always able to quickly tell that the slashing, okay. Yeah, they were always quickly able to tell that our brains worked similarly. Oh! Party hats have sold. Excellent. So they were always excited. They was like, you related to this one I had? Oh look, we had that till 1100. But yeah, they'd be like, I could always see it in their eyes. They were like, it's gonna be a good year. I was a good student. Till depression came along. Oh, these are level 5 goblins. That's why they're taking so much longer. That's fine. I think. Maybe, maybe not. Hey, bro. Let's see. If I were to go for something else, I think there are men here. Or there may be there's stuff to fight. Yeah, there's like cows there, right? Go fight some cows, dude. I've played RuneScape one-handed before, because in at Nyota, my arm was broken. It was fractured. It wasn't a clean break. It was fractured. Oh, this is sheep. Motherfuck. This is cows. You gotta be over there. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Level 5? Why? So, I was at recess, and it was maybe like 10 minutes left of it, and I was talking with two of my good friends. They were both other skater punks. One of them was male, one of them female, And my parents always seemed to think for some reason that it had something to do with two of us being male and one of us being female, but it wasn't. Those are literally not relevant at all. It was just we were all little douchebags. Especially us skater kids. So they just, that they weren't trying to do anything. They did the little eye glance thingy, and I caught it. That's the thing. I caught the glance between them, because I'm very perceptive. So I usually don't miss much of anything that's going on around me. I didn't know what they were going to be doing with it though, and just up there, and they surprised me and got me tripped. They tripped me. She stuck her leg out, and he pushed me over it, and I fell backward, and I landed with this fucking hand, the one that I always catch myself with for some reason. It must be the one that's hang on, what is this thing then? Am I doing attack? I'm doing magic. Change it to attack. I gotta wait until this is dead. I don't know if you have to be on them for them to count. So yeah, I guess it's the one that's, I think I have measured before, and it is, my left side is the side that's longer. So it's, my brain always catches itself with the longer arm, but this time, the injury that I got surgery for, and when I was 5, I fell forward and hit it on a wooden porch step. This one, I must have been 9, 10, maybe 11. I was in 6th grade. So I fell backward, caught my weight, and I need to do it with the other hand. So my wrist did that right, and when it went into the ground, my weight, because I was a big boy, I was a big, nearly 300-pound little dude even back then. So my weight pushed the bone, the one on the inside, I believe it's the radius, out. Like you smushed down some ice cream, and it bulged around the cone. But it was a fracture, and it had to, dude. Those 70-year-old at the time, damn crones that were our teachers in 6th grade. Can you kill him, please? They almost didn't want to let me go to the, well, no, They asked me if something was wrong, and I said I didn't know if something was wrong because I didn't know. It was the first time I'd had anything broken. I didn't really feel if it both felt like it was broken and it felt like it wasn't. It was because it just felt differently than I expected it to. But it did hurt a lot on the inside of the bone. It was weird. But anyway, so she asked me if I thought anything was wrong, and I was like, I don't know. And then so then I just sat there for a little while, and then eventually I started hurting it away, and I was like, I do not know what you're saying. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna because of it, I need to go. And then she got mad at me for needing to go later. But I got up and I went to the nurse anyway. I was like, dude, arm could be broken. I don't know. But it was the nurse and vice principal. The vice principal, I think, was even older than this teacher's old lady. They were both. They didn't call my dad. They didn't get me a better check or anything. About me telling them I think I fucking broke it, and she was like, no, if you broke it, it would be purple. And you would be crying. Alright. And then I ride the bus, right, with a broken arm in a sling, because I had to walk quite a ways from the bus stop to home. Up the long ass hill through the forest that was our driveway, and get inside and be like, yo, can we go to the hospital? I think I broke my arm. And he was like, they didn't call me to come get you. What? It was crazy. They were dumb shit. A lot of doctors that I saw whenever I was young were dumb as shit until we got to Athens. Doctors, nurses, all of them. But yeah. I've played RuneScape with one hand before, and on that time I was on steroids. Now I'm on narcotics. But what would I have been doing around that time? That year, 6th grade? Was I doing fire making mainly? Fire making and probably Dragon Slayer. Alright, I have 10 heck. I can wear this now and go up to mine some more. This blessed rune rock. God, 6th grade was horrible, dude. That was the year my best friend Zach, who hopefully will be joining me in RuneScape soon. That was the year he was sent away to Philadelphia. I don't know. I don't remember whether he said it was Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia, Tennessee, or it was Philadelphia, some other state that I don't know of. But he got sent with some family there, and I got left to deal with the horrible teachers that started the process of screwing him out of being a Iota. 6th grade was just bad. Those people, they... Look. I don't know if they had tenure or what. Or if Iota just didn't have very many options. But they were not very good teaching professionals. They were not good at educating. And they were just mean. Very much of the time. They were cool on occasion for a teacher. But very too much of the time they were just way too strict, cranky, like I don't want to make the joke, but I think honestly they were just so old. They had a cranky disposition, and it made for a not good learning environment. Just to it. I mean, I just do a lot of observing. It just seemed to me like that was the case. I've loved almost all my teachers. And the only that I can think of that I didn't at this very second was that year. Gotta fucking edit out. What am I doing? You don't say people's you barely ever even say people's first name. Unless they're like another streamer or YouTuber or something and they have that information out. I know better than that. See, like Zach probably wouldn't mind me saying his name. But Cody, I didn't ask permission or anything like that. I will definitely have to edit that out. So this me talking about it right now, this is gonna be confusing as shit, because I took out where I actually said it. But this is so much faster, dude. Beauty. This is, oh my god, it's so beautiful. We're gonna have so much essence. And next time we do need to go claim that reward. Are there any other rewards that we could get? We could get that defense up. Gotten all the rune stones we can. This song is so super chill, dude. And how much do I have? How many rune stones? $237, 265. Okay. I probably want about 500 or so to start with. Because when I go for stuff like this, I don't mess around. I mean, I'm currently working on... I have around 3,000 of one high-level fish caught that I need to cook. I'm gonna be catching at least 2,000 of the higher level fish next couple days and cooking those. And then I'll be doing a non-combat boss for a couple of days. I don't go in small amounts. I'm a man of endurance, ladies. I can just keep pounding and pounding it to the point of exhaustion. Why did I have to say that? I mean this rock, this stone that I am getting magical tablets from. Exclusively that. I can do it for hours. Whether I can talk about something during the hours that I can do that, I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I've done a pretty good job this hour, and I hope you agree. Yeah, I've enjoyed me talking about Nyota. Click the like button, that's what it's there for. If you want to see more, subscribe. Maybe you have anything to say, positive or negative, leave a comment below. I will read it. I don't know about one way or another. As always, catch you next time.